show, the fast 5 things you need to know. We'll start your day off swirly, it's the toast. I sound amazing.
Welcome back to the toast and happy Thursday. Hey, Jax, how you doing?
The tizzity toast.
Oh, we're both in like kind of freaky ass moods this morning. The tizzity toast.
Tizzity. Welcome to the toast. Gonna be a great show. You just definitely made me chip beer by letting me know that it's Thursday.
I know, that's like kind of what you guys saw in real time. Me downloading the fact that it's the latter half of the week.
And that it's May. May is a gorgeous month. April showers bring May flowers.
May flowers.
I feel like no one gets upset that it's May. It's all
except Justin Timberlake.
No, well, he gets excited because like everybody will like post him without shame today. Whereas there's usually a lot of shame unless you're Travis Kelce.
It's the kind of positive press Justin Timberlake needs.
Yeah, he'll always have May 1st.
It's gonna be May.
And I just feel like that really snuck up on us.
Love that so much. It's May. It really is a beautiful month. It's been so gorgina vagina explacina in the city recently. I've been like spending so much time on my balcony. I literally forgot I had one because I didn't use it all winter.
Yeah.
Ben went to Home Depot, bought a tulip.
Don't you have two?
I do. Like the other one gets no sun. It has no furniture on it, and we never sit out there.
Which one's that? The one like in the nook?
Yeah. We never
don't like that one.
No, I've actually been thinking of getting a like a shed or something so I could start using it for storage. Like it's just all this empty square footage in my New York City apartment.
That's insane.
But I don't know what I could keep out there that would be weatherproof.
And I just like buying sheds online is a weird experience.
I didn't say online. I would not buy it online. I remember. I'm not buying a shed. I would go to like, a store.
I ventured into shed buying territory online just because I was like, I would love a shed for all the like outdoor toys that we have. Like put them in. And then it gets weird.
Agreed. You never know what's going to come in your shed. So
the outdoor toys are just on the lawn.
That's okay. I think it's better for everyone. But yes, I do slay, kind of, have two balconies. But the one that gets the sun and the one that has better views and the one that I have furniture on, I've been spending so much time on. Fresh air is just so underrated.
It's really pargelish.
And I love air-conditioned air. Like, that is definitely one of my favorite airs.
And you're not knocking that, but you can, like, say a positive thing about fresh air without it taking away from your love of air conditioning.
I also love ceiling fan air. I love all different types. Oh, really?
Gives me dry eye.
Oh, yes. Well, there is like a push and a pull when you sleep under a ceiling fan or any fan. I
don't mind sleeping under a ceiling fan. My eyes are closed. But if my eyes are open, I see you for what you really are, which is ugly.
When you sleep under any sort of fan, you're going to wake up with dry nose, dry mouth, and your hair is going to be like whoosh.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge ceiling fan person, in case anyone was going to like get me a ceiling fan.
Jackie, have you ever slept like outside?
Under the stars?
Well, yeah, or like in a tent. Like, have you ever slept in the fresh air? You have?
Yeah, like on teen tour.
Oh my God, they made you, no wonder you went home early from the teen tour. They made you sleep outside?
Yeah, that was like an experience I was dreading, but I actually wound up enjoying it. That wasn't why I went home. Yeah, the Bedouin tents.
Yeah, I never did it. I don't think I've ever slept under the stars.
You've never done Bedouin tents? No. And I did it on Birthright.
Like I've done a couple of organized trips to Israel, and I never did the Bedouin tents.
It's the best part. And it's crazy because you think it would be like the most dreadful part. You don't shower that night. But like a girl on my trip with my hair in French braids, I was so fabulous.
I definitely need to add to my list of things I would like to do. Sleeping outside under the stars.
I think you would hate it.
Really?
Well, just because like you're afraid of everything, and you're not wrong for that.
Well, summer house last night when Wes fell asleep in like what looked to be a really cozy trampoline bed. Maybe I could do that.
What about the rain? Imagine you got woken up being pelleted by rain. Like, you would seriously have a heart attack.
No, and also there are quite a few elements to be aware of in the Hamptons. Deer.
Deer?
Ticks.
Or you want to become deer meal?
Right. A little venison. Like I don't know if maybe I would do that, but I can't believe you've slept under the stars and I haven't. Like that's just so crazy.
Well, sleeping in a tent is actually not under the stars.
I disagree. It is.
Well, I did that. Things I did that.
We've got a great show today. We've got the stories, and you would say that they're
good.
T-A-G.
Lot of love in the air.
Love is in the air.
I feel like it's the season, you know? People are feeling happy. Seasonal effectiveness disorder is waning. You want to meet someone. You want to fall in love. And that's definitely what Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas are experiencing.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We also have Summer House recap. Last night's episode was on last night.
Yeah, it was. Lots of thoughts.
Me too.
I texted you, but you were sleeping because I just wanted to like say one thing to you like offline.
Yeah, we can talk about it later.
Do you know what it was?
No.
Oh, okay.
I feel like maybe, but I don't know.
I'll just say it like.
You want to communicate with me?
I'm just going to text you like really quickly. Bruno's here. He just got a fresh groom. Come here, Bruno. Show everyone your new crop. Look at handsome Diablo.
Bruno, Diablo. Hey, Brew. Broody Judy. Hey, Broody. Nah.
That's what I wanted to tell you. Not tell you.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get into it in the recap.
Yeah.
Aside from that, anything new with you since yesteryear?
Well, let me think about that, Coach Gillowoj. No, I've been reading the book for the Redheads, the new Lucy Score book. And as of yet, I don't know why people are saying it's so bad. Like,
okay,
I think I'm 30% in, but we're establishing something. Like,
so I did further investigation into my claim that the redhead said that this book was bad. And it turns out that there are redheads saying that this book is bad. And I do believe that the redheads who are saying that this book is bad are redheads who don't often wean into smut territory. So they're like new here. And while maybe they're excited about the smutty parts, they're like the actual book, they have higher expectations literarily.
Understood. No, I know what I'm signing up for. So I can understand why if they're like looking for a Danish choice and then we read this, it's like, you know, the plot isn't that deep and the characters aren't that developed. But that's not where I haven't gotten to any smut yet. But I look forward to seeing what Lucy does on that score because I've heard
Lucy is going to do a lot.
I've heard like she's one of the greats, right?
She's a beacon, a pillar of the community.
Is she not the number one smut author without reading like actual pornography?
I guess I would include, Tessa Bailey.
Who's this? Who would you say is the smuttiest author that you've read that's not like, you know, the Kama Sutra?
Right. No, I guess it would be Lucy Score. Colleen Hoover, like once you get into smut, you realize Colleen Hoover actually does not write smut.
She's got nothing on these people. And once you read a lot of smut, then you start to see how like other authors are like trying to inject smut into their books because it's the new frontier.
No, it's kind of like the thing you need. If you want your book to be successful.
But I think you should stay true to yourself.
Speaking of smut, I'm on the Good Guys podcast today. Both Paige and I, the pregnant good gals, the good wives.
In which way does that relate back to smut? I fear the answer.
So we are both pregnant, and I know you know how babies get made, Jackie.
Yes.
There you go. There's your connection. There's your connection.
Two couples who have had sex.
Multiple times.
Well, it only needed one time. Even though it actually means
all it takes
is like 50 times because you've got
all it takes is one time to get pregnant. Let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. I don't know anyone who only took one time. And I forget who was... Oh, I think it was Kristen and Luke on The Valley. Like, I actually appreciated them talking about, but like, yeah, sex is great, but like, not really.
When you're in season, when you're in heat, like it's not.
When you're like trying for sport, it's actually one of the worst experiences.
No, and it's so funny because like men, like they think they can't get enough sex. And it's what I saw a funny reel that was like, you know, there's just never, they always want sex.
Right.
The way they get over it even faster than women, that they hate that time period more.
1,000%. I'm like, Ben, let's do it again just in case, because Jackie says the mornings are good. And he's like, you're kidding. You're kidding me.
He's like, no.
No, Ben also like, seriously, I was a big fan of the mornings. I don't know where I heard that it's more effective. Sorry, not a big fan like sexually. Wow. Big fan like
about Claudia.
For more efficacy. Did you tell me that it was better?
I don't think that I told you that because if I think about it, I feel like the evenings are better. It depends on the timing of your
I don't know where I
levels.
heard it. So like when we were going, I was like, the next morning, I'm like, let's just do it just in case, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's
As
just
like-
everything. Like, let's just do it just in case. Like, this could
And
be the one.
You would have thought I was asking my husband, like, seriously, to like join the army. He was like, you're kidding.
Just
I'm like,
turned
get over
on
here.
A couple lights I realized were on.
Oh my God. Are you sitting without
No,
lights?
My main light was on, but I just saw like up there. So look at me.
Look at you. Tech
And
swirly.
then there was light.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So now
I
I'm
do.
Gargy,
Oh.
Pargy. Hopefully we don't clip anything from previous.
It hasn't been that funny. Don't worry.
I don't think we had a clip worthy moment.
The show can like officially start now.
What was that
I
to say?
finished The Pit,
Okay.
which I enjoyed immensely, but was super underwhelmed by the ending. And I know what people are going to say. Like, I just know.
You
okay?
didn't get it.
No. There was nothing to get. Like,
You
the
didn't
shift
get it
just,
because you don't work in the medical field.
so the shift just ends, and like they're all just depressed, obviously, because they like, worked a 14-hour terrible shift where people died. And they all just like go their separate ways to come back again tomorrow, right? And I know what people are going to say. Well, that's what it's really like when you work in an emergency room. No, and I get it. Like, that's great that they were accurate, but I'm watching a television show and I was like, so what did I just watch? Like, I didn't understand entertainment wise. Like, I get it. And it's not that I didn't like it because I can't relate to it. And I'm sure if you're working in an emergency room, you probably felt really seen. It's like all this adrenaline, right? You're on this high, you're saving lives, people are dying, coming here, coming there. And then you just like go home to your apartment. It's just like, okay.
What did you want them? How did you want them to end it? Like, what would have been something?
I don't know, like drama, like
Yeah,
interpersonal drama, something.
I understand. But the way that you're describing it, like, I understand what they're doing.
Yeah, no, they're trying to really replicate the whole season. You literally live through a shift in the emergency room. And so the ending is going to end how a normal shift ends. And I was just bored by the end. That's it. I liked everything else about the show.
Okay. Well, that's like a good endorsement if you only had one critique.
No, and then Ben was saying, like, this particular emergency room is like really understaffed, underfunded, under everything, and overwhelmed with people. Like, there's never not 100 people in the waiting room. And most of them are there for like little things, not life-threatening. And Ben was like, now I feel bad, like the last time I went to the emergency room. And it was when he cut his thumb off making me dinner.
But that's like, he should go. What, he shouldn't go?
No, and she cauterized the shit out of that. And he doesn't have a scar.
Damn.
And then we were wondering, is she a resident?
Well, you should ask
He went to
questions.
Cornell. I don't know if Cornell is a teaching hospital.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like an expert now.
That's good.
I need a tourniquet and an IO in Trauma Room 1 ASAP.
Okay. I'm older.
Should we dive into the stories?
Yeah, let's do it.
Just feels like we're dilly-dallying for the sake of dallying,
I wasn't. There was no dallying on my part. Without
Okay.
first-
She's foisting the dallying on me.
Yeah, like there was a little bit of dallying from you, but like that's what we do. We dilly and we dally.
We dilly and we dally.
Without further ado, here are
Where are you? Theo is a sex slave. Oh, we were talking about this on the Patreon. So yesterday, Jackie and I recorded an episode for Patreon, just doing more pop culture hot takes. And we were talking about AI generated images on ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally figured out I had upgraded my ChatGPT. I pay $20 a month now. I should file that as a business expense. Just need to write that down. So I was making so many AI generated images last night. And I was saying the first time I wanted to make an AI image that I couldn't figure out how to do was when Theo died. I wanted to make a picture of Theo in heaven. Like, tell AI, like, my Cavalier died. He's in heaven. Like, can you show me what he looks like?
yeah.
And so first thing I did after I paid $19.99 was make it. It was seriously emo. Like, I felt
Can
like
you send it to me?
Yeah. You want it right now?
Yeah, I do.
Chat.
do.
You do.
Do. Let's see. Where's my
Oh man, it's really, really cute. You're gonna love it. Sent.
Did you share a photo of him?
Yes, they asked for a photo of the dog. That's the one. Isn't that cute? That's the one thing AI is not great at. It's like replicating faces. Isn't that a great picture of our sex slave? Yeah.
Have AI make a photo of him as a sex slave.
No. Romeo in
You should
someone's
make
basement.
this your phone background.
I know, it's so cute, but I don't want to be depressed every time I open my phone.
Oh. Oh,
I know.
you have to post this.
Okay, I'll share it on our Instagram.
Just post it on your story. So like everyone, if you're listening to this, go to Claudia's story and then follow me.
You want me to post it right now? But they won't understand because
No.
and then follow me. You're fucking crazy. Follow me too, bitch. Follow me too.
Just post it like when we wrap, and then hopefully people will catch up. You know?
Cool. Yeah, for sure.
So now, without further ado, in Heaven's Gates, here are the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by Smart Mouth, the only mouthwash scientifically proven to eliminate and prevent bad breath for 24 hours with just 2 rinses a day. So Smart Mouth was developed by a dentist and my dream man, Dr. Cohen. He spent years researching the cause of bad breath, which led to the development of Smart Mouth's patented zinc ion technology. He's literally written the book on bad breath. He's the author of the halitosis section on the medical edition.
Your boyfriend.
In the encyclopedia. And I just want to say, this is not the point of the ad, but every time I read the ad, I'm kind of
more and more in love.
And I think that it might really behoove me to meet this Dr. Cohen.
But then what happens to you and Ben? Splitsville.
The heart wants what it wants. Like, we sound so compatible, me and Dr. Cohen. Like, not only are we both clearly obsessed with breath and like eradicating it, he's using all of his resources, his brain, to fight it. Like, that's amazing. And his company is amazing. He's obviously successful. Like, why wouldn't I want to marry Dr. Cohen? Claudia Cohen, so cute. Smart Mouth prevents bad breath 12 times longer than the leading brand. Its unique dual chamber bottle keeps the 2 solutions separate until you're ready to rinse. And then when you pour, the 2 solutions will activate the Smart Sync technology. And that's the key to eliminating and preventing sulfur gas, which is the scientific term for bad breath. It's a secret to all day fresh breath. So never have bad breath again. Find Smart Mouth and support, P-Jum Dr. Cohen. Find Smart Mouth at Walgreens, Walmart, or Amazon. You can also visit smartmouth.com/toast to snag a special discount on your next Smart Mouth purchase. That's SmartMouth.com/toast. Don't miss out on 24-hour fresh breath. Your mouth will thank you. Today's episode is also brought to you by Thrive Market, and I'm honored to be sitting down with, the 2025 Thrive Market Customer of the Year, Jacqueline Vollet. Nobody gets more boxes from Thrive Market than Jackie.
And
just
true.
when you think like she's converted, like she did her cleaning supplies and then her spices, she finds like a new category to convert.
It's very true. But at the end of the day, no matter what beat I'm on, we always come back to Thrive Market for snacks, for pantry essentials, cooking ingredients. I get all my spices. I get all of my cooking sprays, my olive oil, my avocado oil. Everything they have is made with good ingredients. Even if I want to use mayo, sometimes my life calls for mayo. I get it from Thrive Market.
Mayo.
And it just doesn't give me the ick like it would.
So Thrive Market is an online grocery store that's really essential for getting all your healthy essentials delivered right to your door. So you don't have to leave your couch. You're feeding your family like the best of the best, and you're like supporting a Toast sponsor. Seriously, what else? What else could you ask for? You're finding better options for your whole family. It's really easy. They also have a healthy swap scanner on their app. You scan a product, it'll scan and then instantly give recommendations for healthier swaps. So if you're trying to swap out like sugary snacks and looking for like dye-free favorites, they carry some of our favorite brands like Chomp's Beef Sticks, Simple Mills Cracker, Lesser Evil Popcorn.
Primal Kitchen. That's the mayo I'm talking about, by the way.
So if you're ready to make the switch, thanks for not gatekeeping. Go to thrivemarket.com/thetoast.
I made it sound like really amazing, so...
thrivemarket.com/thetoast for 30% off your first order, plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/thetoast, thrivemarket.com/thetoast. Today's episode is also brought to you by O-Pill, the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the United States. So let's be real. Getting a prescription for birth control is not always easy. In fact, about a third of women face barriers to accessing prescription birth control. So sometimes you struggle to get an appointment for a prescription. Sometimes it's difficult to get the time off of work or school, just life in general. It's no wonder that women have been hitting roadblocks. But now with O-Pill, they are empowering the swirlies to put birth control back in our control. They're making it easy and accessible for all women. So O-Pill is a daily birth control pill. It's FDA approved. It's full prescription strength. It's estrogen free. Not to mention it's 98% effective when used as directed. And it makes it the most effective over-the-counter birth control available. It's also safe for most people and can even be used for breastfeeding mamas. The best part is that there's no prescription or doctor's appointment needed. You can buy O-Pill online and at most major retailers. O-Pill is birth control in your control, and you can now use code TOAST for 25% off your first month of O-Pill at OPILL.com, opill.com. Our code is TOAST, TOAST, at OPILL.com. Like, not having to, like, follow the rules of the pharmacy is just like, the pharmacy can be such like a treacherous place. This being over the counter makes it so easy. Check out O-Pill to see if it's right for you, and do not use O-Pill if you have ever had or have breast cancer. See O-Pill label for list of warnings. Our code is toast at opill.com.
Thank you, Turt Pill.
You're welcome.
Our first story, love is in the air. Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas enjoy a helicopter ride before a swanky birthday dinner in London. So these people just love flying. We always are spotting them at the helipad, at the hangar.
As Brian would call them, they sound like AV geeks.
And they're also, well, he definitely is. I feel like that's...
part of his like whole shtick. Yeah, right.
Like planes, trains, and automobiles, and motorcycles,
right. And they just like strap himself to like different.
Strap him.
Yeah, right.
They were spotted enjoying a helicopter ride together as they celebrated her 37th birthday, where she turned 37 and he is 62. In images obtained by TMZ, she was
yucky.
I just need like those are relevant facts. This,
by the way, no one's clowning on you. We needed those facts.
Yeah. I'm sure I reminded you last time, but like, as we set the table for this
37,
discussion,
62.
The ages are pertinent to the meal.
Yeah. Now, I don't think they're pertinent in a sense that there's anything unethical. It's just gross.
Yeah, but I would
she's
say,
almost 40. She can make her own decisions.
Yeah, and I would just say, like, I don't think he's your average 62.
No, like we said, he straps himself to different planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah. So, they are very much dating. Like, now we can say that they were also seen with her 2 dogs in tow. He doesn't seem like the type to just tolerate, like, some dogs on a helicopter unless he's in love, you know?
Yeah, he could be like, they're really scratching at the leather.
Yeah. They're shedding.
Yeah, right. No, he doesn't seem like chill about pets at all.
But he's in love with Mr. Armas, and so he's going to be chill about it. So,
like, I get why he's in love with Mr. Armas, right? She's very beautiful, like, and young and sprightly. I really don't understand what she sees in him. Like, I'm sorry, is not currently attractive, in my opinion. He's obviously, like, super toxic, even beyond, like, the Scientology of it all. I feel like even him on like a personality level, the fact that he's like so obsessed with his like stunts and being young, like he just gives me like freaky ass, annoying ass vibes. Like he would wake us up so early with like green juice and like hikes.
Yeah, I feel like I always wind up, well, because you're so anti him.
You
like,
do always wind up defending Tom Cruise. I'm glad you could acknowledge your bias.
Any degree of less anti that I am makes me seem pro, and I'm not pro, but I can see why like he would be desirable for her.
Really?
Yeah, maybe not like looks wise. Yeah, he's a little old, but plenty of beautiful girls date old rich men, and we're not he's so ugly and old.
She dated Ben Affleck, and I didn't say that I thought that was gross or yucky. I think Ben Affleck is very handsome. Ben Affleck is also doing a lot of podcasts. Have you seen? He was on Theo Von.
Yeah, what is he talking about?
He has a new movie. It's a sequel to another movie that I didn't see. It's Something 2. And he's also on New Heights next week.
Oh, cool.
Or maybe it came out already. I love that, like, when people have a big project now, they're literally just doing podcasts.
Yeah. Very cool.
So, all that to say, I didn't say that when Ana de Armas dated Ben Affleck. Like, I didn't think that was yucky.
He's a little bit younger. No, and I know that you also hate Tom Cruise.
I do.
And I don't love Tom Cruise, but like for Ana de Armas, like he is an A-list Hollywood star. He's very successful. Her career is floundering a little bit. Like
it is.
This is a good match when they step out on a red carpet together at Cannes or Venice. Like that is an A-list couple that she is now a part of.
I guess, but because it's so obviously like a strategic move for her, like I just can't see her actually being in love with this man for a multitude of reasons.
By the way, the word love didn't leave my mouth.
It makes me think less of her. Because if you're going to be in one of these like fake PR relationships, there has to be like a little bit of doubt from people being like, is this real? Is it not real? This is so clearly not real, you know?
Well, I think you can love a lot of things. You can love fame and fortune and helicopters. And if Tom provides the things that you love, ergo, you love Tom.
Do you think that, is it like in Scientology, like another religion where like you date within your religion? I could see Tom, he's so, not every person is like so invested in their own religion, but like he is like the president of his religious church. Like
that's a good question.
She's not.
Maybe it's like if it gets to the level of marriage, she would have to convert.
In which I would say like, just take a look at Katie Holmes. Sit down and have a convo with Katie, okay? Before you do any of that, Ana de Armas.
I don't think Ana de Armas will marry Tom Cruise. I don't think she'll take it that far.
I don't know. Like, these roles are hard to get, and the new girls are younger and hotter, and everyone. It's like a very toxic environment to be like a young hot starlet in Hollywood. You're in one day, you're out the next. Next thing you know, you're dating Tom Cruise just to get by.
Yeah.
It's devastating for women. Seriously,
it is hard.
Where
for women,
where are the feminist?
But when
groups?
I think of like women that I would feel sorry for as they age out of fabulous roles, like I don't think of her because I think she's so beautiful and I think she has what it takes. She's just like gone through a bit of a
rough patch. Yeah, and I do think that people are enormously relieved that the man she was dating prior is no longer her boyfriend, even though Tom Cruise is not much better. But we were talking about last week how he's like a very comes from a very controversial political family, and her dating him was kind of like a slap in the face to her culture.
Yeah.
To her people. So I think the tostadas, specifically the Cubana tostadas, are relieved that she's just dating this gringo now.
Yeah.
But this gringo is hella problematic as well.
And I think like perhaps for them, like he's just like a Hollywood movie star and he's not like Scientology bad. Like they don't know him that well. He's just like Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. Cool. Have fun,
There are lots of have fun. There are lots of celebrities that are involved in the church to varying degrees, and I don't think I would regard them all equally. Like, so yes, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, but he's also like the number one guy in Scientology. He's like the biggest funder. He brings other celebrities in. He's like the liaison. He is a huge leader. He's not just a member of the church, he's part of, I'm sure he's like a chairman or something.
Yeah.
So it's more than just being a Scientologist.
Yeah, he's the king of them.
He is the king of them.
And some others are the sorry people.
Right, who are like, you actually feel bad for because they just are being like indoctrinated into a cult. Like Tom is at the top, he's culpable.
Yeah, but no, some of them are very successful and like they're grown people, like Elizabeth Olsen.
No, stop. Elizabeth Moss. You have seriously slandered. I don't know why Elizabeth Olsen doesn't sue us. Peggy Olsen, Elizabeth Moss, Handmaid's Tale, Mad Men. She is a big Scientology swear.
And like she gets like press and media interviews and like nobody talks about it the way they talk about Tom.
It does come up every time she is promoting Handmaid's Tale.
Well, isn't that a little on the nose?
Yeah. Scientology is known for like making women give birth with like their legs chained up, like really terrible for women. And The Handmaid's Tale has a lot of like, terrible for women vibes too. Mm-hmm. So it's a little on the nose. Yeah. So it comes up then. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick releases a statement after his interview with his girlfriend Jordon went very viral. So I learned a lot from the statement that he released. First of all, did you know that he's a coach for the UNC Tar Heels, that he's a college football coach right now? He's in his first year. Actively, because the statement came from University of North Carolina. They said our coach released a statement. So like that's what he's doing in his career.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, is that not weird? Who knows?
It's like weird.
Yeah, okay. He said, this is what he said. I'm going to give it space so that we can evaluate. Because he said, I
read it and I literally didn't understand it.
He said, I agreed to speak with CBS this morning to promote my new book, The Art of Winning, Lessons for My Life in Football. Prior to this interview, I clearly communicated with my publicist at Simon & Schuster that any promotional interviews I participated in would agree to focus solely on the contents of the book. I'm sure he had like red lines around his relationship. And I feel like anytime you do an interview, like you request that you not speak about things that you don't want to speak about.
Right. The publication has no
they don't have
responsibility,
to stick to it,
obligation.
But it's like what's done, Right. Like things for most of the time, I feel like it's just like a verbal agreement. Like you're not here to expose me, like we're talking about my book.
Yeah.
That's what he thought he was going into. Sometimes like people push it.
If there's a big thing going on like in your life and the expectation is that you're not supposed to talk about it at all. I feel like most outlets like actually wouldn't agree to that, but they would agree to like one pre-approved question.
Right. They might not agree to it, but to agree like, okay, we won't talk about those things and then bring it up is a real curveball.
CBS said, we said no such thing.
Okay. Well, this is what he said. Unfortunately, that expectation was not honored during the interview. I was surprised when unrelated topics were introduced, and I repeatedly expressed to the reporter, Tony, and the producers that I preferred to keep the conversation centered around the book. After this occurred several times, Jordon, with whom I share both a personal and professional relationship, stepped in to reiterate that point to help refocus the discussion. She was not deflecting any specific question or topic, but simply doing her job to ensure the interview stayed on track. Some of the clips make it appear as though we were avoiding the question of how we met, but we have been open about the fact that Jordon and I met on a flight to Palm Beach in 2021. The final 8-minute segment does not reflect the productive 35-minute conversation we had, which covered a wide range of topics related to my career. Instead, it presents selectively edited clips and stills from just a few minutes of the interviews to suggest a false narrative that Jordon was attempting to control the conversation, which is simply not true.
Okay, I think that two things can be true, right? I do think Jordon was attempting to control the conversation. Like, I saw what I saw. And like, now I'm on to her completely. But also, hi, Bill Belichick, is this your first time in media? Like, this is what they do. You sit down for 35 minutes. You know the segment's not going to be 35 minutes. And you know they're going to take what they want. So you have to, like, give them the least amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, tea or, like, leads to go on. Like, you have to behave. And I hate when people act like this is their first day on planet Earth. Like, this is what the media does. Like, you don't like it? Go on a podcast and sit and talk for 2 hours and the whole thing won't be cut.
That's not edited. Yeah, but the way that he describes it, and I do still think, like, Jordon is taking advantage of an old man, and the fact that he's, like, coaching college football after winning 8 Super Bowls, like, I'm confused.
I'm shocked, yeah.
But she now
she has an $8 million real estate portfolio. Like, he needs to work.
Yes, I saw that. However, I do think that they painted a little bit of a picture where, like, so first of all, he's saying that they work together too. Like, she does his PR and social media. So, like, she was acting the way a publicist would act. Also, Gronk and Julian Edelman did a podcast together talking about this. And I thought they would be like, you know, everyone else, like, clowning on these two. But no, they said, Julian Edelman said, people are giving an unfair reality of what's going on. He said she was jumping into that conversation during the interview, just like any PR person would jump in when there's an unnecessary question that they probably didn't go over in the pre-production meeting. That's true. He said he heard Jordon is playing the role of Bill's advisor and handling all of his business inquiries and social media platforms. He said, when you look at this situation and you say, oh, this is his girlfriend jumping in, I think that's unfair. I think she's actually working with Coach Belichick in the professional world, and she probably went and said, hey, no, we're not doing that. And then then he said, doesn't that always happen whenever you do an interview? Do you not have a representative there? Gronk agreed with his former teammates' reasoning and claimed that no one has put the ex-cheerleader's profession, Jordon's role in Bill's life hand in hand together. Like, people are missing the professional piece. And then if you think about her acting as his PR representative, what she did
is well within the bounds of her job.
Is what they do. It's just newsworthy because she's the girlfriend and she's doing it. So now we see it. But if
she's 50 years younger than him.
If she was just an unnamed individual being like, we're not talking about that, that wouldn't be newsworthy.
No, even though I do love when publications keep in when publicists chime in, like when the New Yorker was interviewing Ben Platt and just asked about the fact that, like, he's
Nepo.
Only had, like, he's super talented, but, like, you know, your dad's a big time producer and that's why you are where you are. And, like, literally he wouldn't even acknowledge it. That just made him look like a big time loser. But the New York Magazine or New Yorker, whoever it was, kept in the fact that his publicist chimed in. I loved that. So yes, it is common for a person in that position, whether it's a publicist or like a brand manager, to chime in. But I think the fact that she's his publicist or whatever advisor they said, I think that's crazy. And I also, it's so funny. I feel like people tried to make me care about Bill Belichick and his 5-year-old girlfriend for a couple of, like, months now.
Yeah.
Like, every time they posted on Instagram, it was newsworthy. And I'm like, why do I give a fuck? I don't.
Yeah. I thought it was just that he was dating someone, like, so young and, like, how gross is this dirty old man, like, dating a 21-year-old?
And I didn't care about Bill Belichick before, so I just didn't think it was worth getting invested in. Now it's all I think about. This particular clip has totally changed everything for me. And I do still have suspicions. Yes, her being an official team member for him is better.
Yeah, I think the interview, I'm now on alert, and there's definitely, like,
red flags.
American Greed. Stacey, look into this.
Jen Shaw.
But I do think CBS this morning, like, did them really dirty.
Yes, they were looking, but it's so easy to do them dirty. Like, people are really interested in them, and they're not hiding. They're, like, out in the open.
Yeah. And the shirt, which, like, apparently someone said, like, he always wears shirts with holes. That's just not how I would want to be known.
not only that, but get a new shirt.
Yeah, what about a shirt
Your
without holes?
There are people who have like no choice but to wear holes in their shirts, you know?
Yeah.
And here you are, like big time magazine editor. Buy a shirt. Your girlfriend has an $8 million real estate portfolio. That's like a new story that came out about her. People are
I saw she's got
looking
a couple
into her
properties.
Yeah, and she's 24. She was in high school like literally 5 years ago. So it's definitely impressive, and I think a lot of people are wondering how.
Yeah, she's definitely taking the old man's money.
Mm-hmm. It's giving heartbreakers.
You can rely on the old man's money.
Bill Belichick is Gene Hackman. She's
Bill
Sigourney
Belichick,
Weaver.
I feel like vomiting.
Yeah, she's Sigourney Weaver.
Except he seems in on it. I feel like he's like, listen, take my money, work
Spread
for
'em.
me, spread them. Like, we're in it together.
Yeah, I do. Like, I have a lot of concerns. I do. I'm sorry.
For Bill.
Yeah.
But also, unless he's suffering in a mental capacity, like, that is a grown man making his own decisions.
He is in his 70s. Like, I don't even know.
He could
like,
be suffering in a mental capacity, but, like, that's
Right.
not even been mentioned.
No.
He wrote a
It's
book.
giving Tom Girardi.
He wrote a book.
Right. How incapacitated could he be?
Let's not let that, and, you know, I'm sure he's bummed that the book's sort of taking a back seat to all the drama.
Yeah, I didn't even know that interview was in service of a book. Like, I just was obsessed with the
because
clip.
of the acknowledgments where he said Jordon is my muse and my advisor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called The Art of Winning. I think it's on stands now.
Pick it up at a local bookstore.
So Jordan could get another house. Like, why don't you
Correct.
help out your local heartbreaker?
Your local Sigourney.
She's she's Sigourney. Jennifer Love Hewitt had a heart.
Yeah, no, she had like a moral conflict.
Mm-hmm. But don't you feel like that's interesting about Gronk and Julian Edelman, that they did
Yeah,
not
it
like
speaks very well of Bill Belichick
and the
that
fact
they're
that
not
they
like
still
piling
call
on.
him Coach Belichick. It's like when you have a teacher. And like,
Yeah, you just can't help but call them like Mr. Levine.
yeah, even though he's like, I'm Dan.
Roz. Yeah.
Okay, that's the latest there. And then a little more sports news. Because Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet shared a courtside kiss on a loved-up date night at the Lakers game.
They're so touchy. It's really crazy. Like every time I see pictures and videos of them IRL, I'm like, oh, they're the PDA couple, like who's making out in front of your locker, and you need them to move so you can get your books.
Yeah, but they're so cool that you can't ask them. And so you have to go to class without your books and get detention.
So you'll just get an F. Yeah. She looked fabulous. Like courtside is... It's like there are a couple, I feel like courtside is very public, right? You know that if you go, there's lots of photos. It's also
Yes.
NBA playoffs. So like all eyes are on you. And I feel like a lot of celebrities actually don't go on dates courtside because of the public element of it. Even though it's like a fun thing to do. Sometimes maybe they'll go to a suite. You get like worse photos of them in a suite.
Yeah. There's like a live cam on you when you're courtside. The whole stadium is taking videos of you because they're also taking videos of the players and you're in the background.
You're right there.
Yeah.
And I think a lot about the pictures of Carly Kloss and Taylor Swift drinking beers in black turtlenecks at the Knicks game. Like how many photos we got of them just doing that. Like, and nobody goes. Like celebrities go all the time, but they don't go on dates.
Yeah.
And so this was a choice, a public choice. And
so
I find that very
what
interesting.
do you think this
and also,
means for the Met Gala?
it's really crazy because Timothée Chalamet like is a big Knicks fan. He's been at like almost all the Knicks playoff games, so it's just kind of like traitorous energy. But he did just buy a house in LA to be closer to Kylie and Stormy, so maybe
I think he's trying to
sides.
get into her interests.
What does this mean for the Met Gala? Yeah, we are underratedly 3-4 days out from the Met Gala. All the fake guest lists have started to
But they're not big
surface.
because there's like the obvious people who go to the Met
Kim
Gala.
Kardashian.
Cara Delevingne.
Lala Anthony. Like, yeah, she works for Vogue now. She's always at the top of the carpet.
Billie Eilish. Yes.
I don't think it's so crazy to say that they would go together. Although,
Especially after
have
this.
they walked a carpet
No.
together? No.
But-
they go to a lot of events together, but they arrive separately.
But like all the events, a lot of the events that they've gone to together have been for Timothy's work. And I think Kylie doesn't want to take away from that. And she really just shows up as like Timothy's plus one in his support system and doesn't want to like walk the red carpet with him. I think the Met Gala is like so neutral. It's like they're both invited on their own. No, neither of them are there to like promote any one thing. This is the thing that they can do together as the first time because the first one's going to get the most attention.
I won't be surprised either way. If they walk it together, I think it's the perfect time. If they don't, I will respect the fact that they're still keeping an element of privacy to their relationship, even though it does feel like you go to Coachella, you know everyone's going to see you. You go to Laker game courtside, like it feels like they're going to public places knowing what that entails.
They're living without abandon. They're coming out of the shadows.
Yes, they're like, it's almost like how Imrul was undocumented, and now that he's not, like he refuses to live in darkness.
Yeah. So maybe that's what happened here.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm
excited for the Met Gala.
High alert for that. Yeah, that will be fun.
It's always like you will love it, even though like don't leave your house that day in the city. It's the worst fucking time to be like out and about.
Yeah,
because there's just gridlock everywhere.
At least it's in service of greatness,
fabulousness. Yeah, not like loserdom.
Not like the UN.
Yeah, right. So that'll be fun. Monday's episode. Well, Tuesday's episode.
Tuesday and Wednesday for the after parties.
I mean Thursday, Friday too.
Are you ready for our next story? Number 4.
Am I? I feel like I'm not.
I feel like you're not. Why would you be?
Is it the 4th story that's brought to you? Oh, I'm so excited by Hill House Home. I just got a big new package of Hill House Home nap dresses. I needed to size up. And I can't believe I haven't been wearing more Hill House nap dresses during my pregnancy. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, and now it's finally nice out. So I think that's why. But Hill House Home, you guys are definitely familiar with. They invented the viral nap dress. It's the most comfortable, flattering dress literally in the entire world. It's a dress I would never choose. Like, it's not my silhouette. I don't like really dress like that. Jackie was like, get a Hill House dress. You're going to die. Like, you're going to die. Let me tell you, changed my life. Like,
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list. It is the best dress. And they come in so many different colors, patterns, and styles now. You literally can't have enough. They are worn by a million, like all the celebs wear them, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo. They're so easy and versatile. You could wear them like literally with sneakers to go like do school pickup or whatever, or you could literally wear them with heels and like go to a wedding. They are so versatile. So true. We're also obsessed with the dresses for pregnancy. I really have worn them when I was in Jackie's house. In the warm weather, there's nothing to wear but a Hill House nap dress.
That's how you got into it. I forced you to wear when we were going to dinner, and like so you wanted to look nice, but you wanted to be comfortable, nothing tight on your waist. And I said, Coach de la Woj.
And now that it's so hot in New York, I just got a delivery of 4 dresses. Like I didn't have any here. I left all of mine at your house. So get 15% off your first order of $100 or more at hillhousehome.com. They carry a million things like bedding, home, other clothes, but the nap dresses are amazing. Everything from there is amazing. And our code at hillhousehome.com is TOAST15, 15% off your first order at hillhousehome.com. First order of $100 or more, code TOAST15, hillhousehome.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by Boll & Branch. Boll & Branch sheets quiet all the noise. They wrap you in a softness that's so extraordinary, your body and mind will effortlessly drift to sleep. Their signature sheets are made with the finest 100% organic cotton, so you can spend every night in the softest bed imaginable. Let me tell you, I recently during laundry day like switched Boll & Branch and I was like too lazy to wait for the dryer, so I just put on another pair of sheets. Ben was inconsolable for a week. I was like, we're not changing them again because I just did it. But it was literally like a bad week for us. It was a bad week for me, like for my physical, sleep is so important to me.
Rodeo. Did he get enough sleep?
Never. Well, he sleeps in the crate. We have been Boll & Branch loyalists for years. Their signature hem sheets are the sheets that we've had literally in our last 3 apartments. We have gone through different colors, different bed sizes. They really are super flexible. They have like a ton of different colors, every bed size imaginable. They go from like twin to California king. The designs and colors for every bedroom and mattress size. Their all-season sheets have a breathable, unmatched softness to start, and they get softer with every single wash. They're the perfect foundation for their airy bed blankets that Boll & Branch sells. They have cloud-like duvets and so much more. Everything that I get like from Boll & Branch. I also have throw blankets from Boll & Branch. The waffle blanket that I get so many questions about is from Boll & Branch. They also offer a 30-night worry-free guarantee, so you can try Boll & Branch sheets for an entire month. There is no catch. You can just wash, style, and feel the difference for yourself, risk-free. So feel the difference of an extraordinary night's sleep with Boll & Branch and get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com. Our promo code is TOAST, BOLLAND, branch.com, promo code TOAST to save 15% off. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Thank you, Turd and Branch.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Our 4th story actually relates to something that we were talking about on Patreon yesterday. So I'll just brief everyone because we were talking about the movie The Notebook, and someone shared a hot take that they thought that Allie should have ended up with James Marsden's character. Now, we discussed that, you and I. We shared a lot of our thoughts, and coincidentally, James Marsden is answering The Notebook fans' burning question. Should Allie have ended up with Lon or Noah?
What were we just comparing Allie and Noah to?
Camilla and Charles.
Right. Like when we saw it in The Notebook, we loved it. Like, yes, she left the good man, Savannah, but it wasn't her man. And if you're going to empower that, like you also have to empower Prince Charles for choosing Camilla Parker Bowles.
Yeah.
And yeah, they cheated. So did Allie and Noah.
Yeah. So he did an interview with People, and he is setting the record straight on whether or not he believes there should be justice for Lon. Like, what are the odds?
What are the odds? And I'm glad that like people are thinking critically about The Notebook because he was a good man.
Yeah.
Like what we were saying on the Patreon, it's like it would have been easier if he was like this dick, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, oh, he was rich. Oh, he loved her. The family loved him. Let me get you this ring. Let me take you dancing. Let me buy you this house. Let me do anything for you. And she just didn't want it. Can't relate. Can't relate.
So he said, you know, it's funny. I hear a lot of people nowadays that very kindly come up to me and say, Lon was the whole package. You were like this wealthy guy and you treated her right and you trusted her and it was a healthy relationship. And Allie and Noah were in an unhealthy, toxic relationship. While I see that and I understand it, he said, I mean, love is love. The dynamic between Allie and Noah and their chemistry was undeniable. And so I think, yeah, she should have ended up with Noah. That kind of love in that movie can be fiery and it can still be the right thing, the right person to be with. But he's confident that somewhere out there in another fictional universe, Lon has found a happy ending.
Yes. Lon was really open to love.
Yeah, he said, not that Lon is a bad guy. He's a really good guy, but there's another lady out there for him. I'm sure that's very happy. Yeah, it's like if Noah didn't marry Allie, he wouldn't have married anyone. Like
anyone else.
Lon could have made it work with like a lot of women because he was a very like, you know, it's like there's a pot for every lid, but some lids work with many pots and some lids only work with one pot. I love that. Noah. That's always how I think about that all the time with like people even that I know, like they're the sort of pot that like can work with a lot of different
They'll find
lids.
another cover.
But then you have sometimes that kooky pot that only goes with its kooky lid.
That you like got at a thrift store.
Yeah, that you couldn't just put any lid on.
That's like one of the best analogies you've ever made. I completely agree. I also really respect James Marsden's answer. Like, if he had said, like, yeah, like it would have disrupted like the legacy of
balance.
The film. He has to. I think part of being an integral character in like an iconic film is you have to sort of like respect the legacy of it. Mm-hmm. Maybe he doesn't feel this way. Maybe he does. But if you then say like, yeah, I agree with everyone, like, no, you have to leave the movie as is.
It's true. And the fact that Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling fell in love on the set.
Right.
Like if she had wound up with James, it wouldn't have felt as real.
Yeah. No, and the thing was that like it's a little idyllic, right? She loved Noah more, but marriages and relationships are about a lot of things, love being one of them. And I do believe that she loved Lon not as much and as fiery and as passionately as she loved Noah, but it would have been a good marriage for a lot of reasons, including the fact that she did like him.
Yes.
She didn't like him as much as she liked Noah, like there were other people she liked more, but you don't always marry like the fiery guy, like you marry the good guy, the good husband, the father, the responsible. There are other things. So yes, it's a movie, so it's more like fantastical. Yeah. But if I'm applying it to like real life and I'm giving advice to my girlfriends, I'm like, no, the crazy man with the beard who lives in the woods, it's not your guy.
Yeah.
It's not your guy.
The stable guy who loves you. There's a lot of things on which a marriage can be built. And she did love James Marsden a bit.
Yeah.
It's a good place to start. But it's a movie that felt like a real movie.
It was a movie, correct. So important to remember when discussing.
But it's funny that this like keeps coming up.
Yeah, and this is like a movie trope that I find like not annoying yet. Sometimes people will re-examine old movies. There was room on the door for Jack. And it's like, if I have to hear that conversation one more time, I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out.
It's
like
so true. I feel like we are getting to a place though of like the counterculture of being like, Allie should have ended up with Lon.
Right. No, but right now the conversation doesn't bother me yet.
However, overall, if people are saying that, that's like people advocating for making like sensible choices.
Correct.
And I like that trend.
We're also re-examining Sharpay Evans' role as villain in High School Musical, and maybe she was unfairly painted as such. Gabriella was kind of a pick-me, annoying-ass bitch.
Yeah, but Sharpay was villainous. I've watched it back, like through the lens of justice for Sharpay. And
she takes it too far a couple times.
Maybe in the first movie, like it was her theater club, and like these cool kids came in, they pushed her out because honestly, she just wasn't talented enough. Mm-hmm. So she should have picked a new hobby. But the second movie, she was like really lauding like her wealth over,
and she was being like evil.
She was being like just like a wealthy prick. And that's villain. Like she was being like villain.
Classist.
She was being classist. Like,
she was like, you're the staff and I'm the guest.
Yeah. Like seriously.
It's like, dude, that's your classmate.
Classist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have had this conversation many times, re-examining the villain arc of one Gaston in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Now, he definitely wasn't a perfect person, but that Belle, she wasn't either.
She wasn't either. She drove him to madness.
I'll say that, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, who wouldn't want to like destroy Maurice at the end of the movie?
No. I do. I want to
And
destroy
lock
Maurice.
him up. That's what he did. He like locked up Maurice so that he could
Maurice
kill the
was like
beast.
kind of crazy. He was like the village crazy person.
Yeah. No, when he locked up Maurice, I'm like, finally.
I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe you're not such a bad guy.
Yeah, but he was wrong for wanting to kill the beast. But he didn't know that the beast was a good man. Like, he just saw there's a beast and he has this girl. Like,
Girl, he's trying to rescue the girl. Like, no, he was deeply misunderstood.
no, and also like he was just looking at it, and yes, it wasn't what it seemed that they were like falling in love, and the beast was actually a man. But I could see why he thought things were that way.
Yeah.
So, just something to think about.
No, it's important to reevaluate age-old classics.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
Is it our fifth and final story that's going to lead into the TV recap?
In a way, because it is some TV news.
Okay.
2 bits of news. First of all, 9 Perfect Strangers is getting a season 2.
Okay, I saw people sharing the poster for 9 Perfect Strangers. I'm like, you guys, that show came out 3 years ago.
Well, no, it's getting a season 2, even though it was based on a book, and the season 1 was so horrible. Let me just tell you, I did not read the book so that I could watch the show, because I learned, and it's Leanne Moriarty. I love her books, and I like would have read it, but I was like, oh, the show's coming out. I want to like the show. I'm just going to watch a show. Couldn't even finish the show. It was so bad.
Same.
Now it's getting a season 2, and the cast is like star-studded. Here, you want to hear it?
So is it like a White Lotus where people come to this retreat?
I
so
guess
none of the
that's what they're
characters from
trying to
season
do.
1. So none of the characters from season 1 besides Nicole Kidman.
Correct, because it's her retreat. She plays Masha, and now there's a new crop of guests who are signing up for her transformative and disturbing retreat.
Okay, so it's very wannabe White Lotus.
Yeah, this is set in the snowy Austrian Alps. 9 Perfect Strangers season 2 will follow a group of people who have signed up for a multi-day wellness retreat under the guidance of Russian guru Nicole Kidman, who uses psychedelic therapy to heal her guests. So who's in it that you would know. Here's a person's face that I recognize, Murray Bartlett. Oh, he played season 1 White Lotus, the concierge who, spoiler alert, dies. Who poops in the
With the
suitcase.
mustache? Yeah.
He's in it. Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek.
Oh.
Very exciting. Christine Baranski from Gilded Age. You know her.
Who does she play?
A guest, Victoria.
In Gilded Age.
One of the bitchy aunties, not Cynthia Nixon, the other one.
Oh, the older woman?
Yeah.
Queen.
Dolly DeLeon, I'm not familiar. Macy Richardson Sellers, not familiar. King Princess, not familiar.
You don't know King Princess?
No.
She's like a singer.
Oh, cool. Congrats, King. Henry Golding, Crazy Rich Asians.
Handsome.
Mark Strong, Stanley Fucci.
That's so weird that we were talking about him not yesterday, and now he's...
True, but we
booked a
are
gig.
always talking about him. So at some
No,
point,
we're not. No, we are not, Jackie.
We're not?
We are not. We are not.
Lena Olin, I don't know
Cool.
her. And that's all.
This kind of seems like really losery, like to just be replicating the White Lotus. And it's like Nicole Kidman, it's Hulu, and they're even casting the guy from White Lotus. Like, this is really lame.
Especially when the first season was unwatchable.
This is really losery. Like, I'm giving this a big L for loser.
Write it down for Weenie.
Actually, it's a contender for Weenie of the Week. That's how fucking losery it is.
I agree.
Let's dive into our TV recap. Thursdays are Summer House days. Last night was the episode of Summer House that I personally just like kind of been waiting for. It was like part 2 of The Shift. It was another great episode for Lexi, another terrible episode for Jesse. There were like a couple of moments where I got the ick from Jesse, right? Like watching him try to explain himself when he said that he, only said that thing to Sierra to make her feel better. Like that was just mean.
And dumb. Like I think he was, I don't know. I'd love to know in his heart of hearts why he said that thing to Sierra. Like, was it because that's how he felt and he got carried away in the conversation? And sometimes you just like say something in the moment that like feels good, but then you like realize later, like, oh, that would have been disrespectful to Lexi if she heard that, whatever. And for that to be his excuse, like I said it to make you feel better, was incredibly a stupid calculation. Because he just,
and just rude.
Because we know it's not true, and it makes him look like an idiot.
Agreed. Another big low moment for Jesse was when he's the next morning in the bedroom with Wes being like, now I know how you felt. Like, two fucking losers.
Yeah.
And he's like, just apologize.
No,
like,
he follows the West playbook and then says, now I know how you felt. Like, that's
Correct.
because you did what he did.
and they're both acting like they're being unfairly villainized when, like, no, you both did that shit. Now, Wes, like, I'm over it, but you did do that shit to Sierra.
It's true.
And
the only thing I'll say about Jesse is, and he's like totally a shit. Lexi seems to be thinking that like he intentionally made her look crazy to the house.
Yes.
And like love bombed her. And
that's just how it shook out. It wasn't this like strategy.
I don't think it was his strategy. I think that when he was with her, he just like is kind of different in a relationship and a lot more like lovey and attached than he lets on to his friends. And then to his friends, like he wants to act cool. And I think he was like saying things that were probably on his mind, but like he didn't have the foresight to be like, if I say that, they might think this of her. And she's
makes
new
her
to
look
the
like
house,
this.
and it makes her look bad. And it's funny because now I'm getting the sense that Lexi has felt estranged from the house. And it's
Yes.
true. Like I've gotten the sense that nobody really cares to get to know her.
Yep.
And no one is mean to her by any means. And I
But
can't
they're
imagine.
not overtly welcoming.
No, and I can't imagine how, like, what things she noticed in the house. You know, if someone walks into a room and everyone asks, how are you? And no one asks, how are you? Like, we don't even see stuff like that. But, like, those things. So she has felt a little bit on an island. I don't think Jesse did it intentionally. I genuinely think he's so stupid. I don't think he's, like,
careless.
I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's, like, a stupid, immature, careless person. But that's just my thinking. So I think her saying, like, you wanted me to be alienated from the group and make them think I'm a psychopath. Like, no, I think he just happened to do those things.
Agreed. Also, I found this particular party that they threw to be so interesting. Like, it looked like maybe the only fun party they've ever thrown.
I agree.
With like a DJ, and like they kicked people out like at 1 a.m.
11.
Whereas usually they kick people out, it's not even dark yet. Like, they throw the parties just to film.
Usually they have day parties, and this party started more towards the evening, and I think it was because of the snooze fest nature. Like, they needed the lights and everything.
It looked so fun.
It did look really fun. But I also think it looked really fun because half of the house that sometimes is checked out of the parties was into it. The girls.
Also, did anybody catch Paige vaping? I did.
No, I didn't.
She saw the camera, turned her back, and I'm like, oh, I know that hunch. She's totally vaping.
That's really funny. No, everyone was really into it, and I think that's why it was even more fun. And the girls went all out with decor, and it was really like, it was a great theme. And
agreed. And it was like, I was like, why does this feel so
party.
foreign? Like this party being fun.
I had this same thought. Like, was this most fun party of the summer? Would everyone say that? It
Yes.
felt like it.
The conversation between Carl and Sierra was so unbelievably painful. And kudos to Sierra, because there's really, I don't know, it's never happened to me, but like someone telling you they have a crush on you and like you don't like them back. Like, I imagine that's like a difficult, and you don't want to be rude, you don't want to crush them. And he was being like very sweet. I don't know what he expected to happen. And I thought her like throwing Lindsay in there, great answer.
Oh, I didn't even think of it. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess
neither.
also, even if Sierra did like Carl back, like it would be weird to start dating Lindsay's ex-fiance when you are finally on a good page. But that was like a great excuse.
Agreed.
But I actually thought what Amanda said about Carl, like he's getting from his friendship with Sierra exactly what he hopes to get from a relationship. Now, I do think the person in a relationship with him, like, wouldn't give him that unconditional support all the time because like the stakes are higher for that person. Mm-hmm. Whereas it's nice to just like support your friend. Yeah, go off with your bad idea. It doesn't affect me.
Right.
So he's like, Sierra's the type of partner that I need.
Right. She's not. I also feel like the Sierra and the Lexi of it all, and I saw clips of Sierra on Watch What Happens Live, like, she doesn't like Lexi, like 100%, but like they haven't had any conflict. Lexi's actually been very like girly and supportive by like only being mad at Jesse for all of the things that he did, when a lot of them had to do with Sierra, and she was kind of like a willing participant in some of the flirting up until recently. I feel like there's such weirdness between them two. They're just like sort of existing in one another's orbits. They don't talk, but then on Watch What Happens Live last night, like Sierra hates Lexi, you know?
Well, I started to watch What Happens Live last night, as I've been trying to watch after different episodes, because I feel like so much has happened since filming that we get like caught up. It's like you kind of need it for relevant context. And I turned it off because it was so boring. All that they talked about was Jesse and Lexi with Sierra. Like they even did a game that was like, they did a game all about Carl. That was the other game that they started to play. It was like all about, there was nothing really for her to talk about other than Jesse and Lexi.
That sucks
or at
for
least
her.
like there's nothing else that like Andy really discussed at
wanted
length.
to talk about.
And so I turned out, because as much as like Jesse and Lexi are the main storyline, there's not that much to say.
Especially if you're not talking to Jesse or Lexi themselves.
Yeah, but there's just not that much to say about it. We're seeing it all happen.
the conversation.
It's a
that,
5-week relationship. It's not like Scandival. Like
they leave us on like a cliffhanger. I really hope these two don't reconcile. Like I was getting the vibe at first from this combo that like Lexi was open to reconciliation. Like Jesse's there to reconcile. And I hope she doesn't.
I don't think she will. I don't think she liked him as much as we thought that she did. I thought she was head over heels, like jumping all the way in, 10 toes down. But then she says, like, the reason we're not exclusive is because there's big red flags about you. I think she had concerns about him. And then now hearing all of this, it's like, well, my concerns were valid. Good day, sir.
Yeah. It's almost like everything we've seen up until this point was like Jesse's POV. It's like in a book when they change perspectives.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what happened. You can feel the shift. Like I was even looking on Twitter, like they've gotten shit all season. Nobody wants to watch them. Nobody likes them. They don't like, even though they're so cute. Like what was?
No, I've enjoyed every minute.
And now they're like, Lexi's the first one to stand up to a toxic Bravo man.
It's true.
It's true because someone else would have just like had the conversation
rolled over
and kept on going with this.
1000%. No, the fact that she got so mad, like, and kicked him out of the room, love. We need to talk about the conversation at the very end with Kyle and Amanda. I was like, did anyone else think that was the craziest conversation
Claudia,
ever?
Like, I thought it was the craziest conversation ever. Like to just have in the middle of the day, like,
you know, like, and clearly for the first time with your husband, like, I understand you share things on a reality show, but like some things like family building or like private, and then like you want to share it, but like it seemed like Kyle for the very first time was hearing that Amanda might not want to have kids. Now, of course, this is something you ideally would figure out before you get married because you should be on the same page with your partner, but everyone's allowed to change their minds. And
yes,
so she said, like, she changed her mind a year ago.
Her mind, she hasn't changed her mind. Some days it's a yes, some days it's a no, some days it's a maybe. And so she's been like parsing out those feelings, but she's definitely like in a maybe category right now. But it is something you figure out with your partner before you get married because that's like a deal breaker in a relationship when one person wants kids and another person doesn't. Like there's no...
there's no compromise.
There's no compromise. And I don't think that there should be.
Agreed.
Putting myself in Kyle's shoes for a second to like marry someone who like, we're having kids. Like, yeah, of course. And then like be married and then hear that like maybe we're not. And like for a man to have, like you really don't have control over that. Like it's completely up to the woman. What a shocking thing to hear for him. And for his reaction
on TV.
For his reaction to be on camera, I thought he handled it like pretty well considering like that's like earth-shattering for someone when he's literally just talking to Schwartz about how much he wants to be a dad.
Yeah, I do feel like the fact that Amanda's been having these feelings for a year and hasn't felt comfortable once opening up to her husband about them might be a testament to like him being a bad husband, you know, like he's not someone you can talk to. I don't know like how to diagnose this issue, but like, and I don't know if they're just having this conversation because it's like kind of a typical reality TV couple conversation. Like she had to be like Melissa Gorga going
was like Armageddon.
No,
like,
I know if it's real. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like a trope now, like with reality TV. It's like a storyline.
Yes, and not between husband and wife.
No, like remember when Melissa Gorga was like thinking of making an embryo? Like
about
it's
more
sometimes
kids.
Just,
no,
it's just sometimes like what you do. So I'm saying if this is actually what's going on in their relationship, it's extremely concerning.
I agree. I don't think, I mean, hopefully it's just was for the show, even though I don't think that it was. But like, no, we've not seen a conversation like this stark where it's a husband and wife and it's about yes kids or no kids. Melissa Gorga about wanting to have a fourth child. Like,
yeah, of course.
Couples argue about
lower stakes.
Couples argue, that's marriage. This was like really surprising, but I also think for Amanda, and maybe Kyle isn't the sort of partner that you could talk to about this, maybe you're right about that, but I think that like it's such a big decision, and if you're just thinking about it, you don't vocalize that at first, you know?
Yeah, of course.
You don't,
even though like you can vocalize it with a husband, like if it's like a real
if you're having doubts, but not like, I don't know, definitely before a year, but not the first time you think it.
Not the first time being
maybe
on camera.
100th time.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on like what type of relationship you have. And so the fact that it took her a year to sort of muster up the confidence, I think just speaks to their relationship.
Well, yes. Definitely.
It was crazy. Usually I like tune out those conversations. It's like they're married, like whatever. These conversations are fake for TV.
Yeah,
and I'm
like
watching
even
it, I'm
when like Tom and Katie were like going, but they never said they were trying. Right? Like, because Tom Schwartz being on Summer House, I actually like enjoyed.
Yeah, me too.
Shipping Tom and Lexi at the moment.
100%.
But he said to Kyle that they never like really started trying.
No, but they went to those appointments just to sort of get their ducks in order.
Yeah, but I thought that they had been trying for a while. I don't know why
I thought that they had too. It was made to seem that way because all the other girls were getting pregnant. And I guess maybe we just assumed, but I remember them saying that, like,
I remember. No, I felt like she was upset about it. I feel like they were trying. I don't remember exactly what he said on Summer House, but I feel like they were trying.
On Summer House, he said that they were not trying.
I feel like he doesn't remember correctly.
When he went to say bye to Paige and Sierra and was like, enjoy this while you have it. And he was talking about like the show, right? Yeah. But he was like, you're friends. But he meant like, I was, a part of something great once too.
No,
I actually thought that was great advice.
Really sad because also I'm sure for the last 10 years, all Summer House wanted was to be like Vanderpump Rules, to have the success and like, and now there's no Vanderpump Rules and there is Summer House.
And they are like, they are a part of like cultural zeitgeist beyond Bravo, which is what Vanderpump Rules became.
Yeah. No, and it's still not like as big as Vanderpump Rules was in its heyday, but like they're still doing it.
And they are like one of the bigger shows on Bravo.
Yeah, that made me a little depressed.
Yeah.
Like Schwartz like not wanting to go home. Like, yeah. He should move.
He had to pick up his dogs.
From his split custody.
Right.
That was depressing.
So it was a great episode. They also just filmed the reunion. So
next week doesn't look so good. I don't know why. I just thought that there was like 3 conversations. They all go to the beach and then they have conversations on the beach. That's it.
And Sierra like reads Jesse to filth, which that does look interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's our show, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iRadio, CastBox, all the places where we listen to podcasts. And also Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.